Most people underestimate the power of a single thought. They believe destiny is shaped only by money, luck, connections, talent, or opportunity. But long before greatness becomes visible in a person's life, it first begins invisibly in the mind. Every victory, every failure, every rise, every downfall, every breakthrough, and every destruction usually starts with one small thought repeated long enough to become part of a person's identity. A thought may look harmless at first, invisible, silent, temporary, yet thoughts are seeds, and every seed eventually grows into something. A negative thought repeated daily can slowly poison confidence, destroy discipline, weaken relationships, and create a life filled with fear and regret. But a powerful thought repeated consistently can ignite courage, create purpose, strengthen discipline, and build a future greater than imagination itself. The human mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you repeatedly plant there eventually grows. If you plant fear, doubt, jealousy, laziness, bitterness, and hopelessness, your future will slowly begin reflecting those inner conditions. But if you plant wisdom, discipline, courage, hope, faith, resilience, and vision, your life gradually transforms from the inside out. This is why you must become extremely careful about what you allow to live inside your mind. Because your thoughts are not staying still. They are traveling. They travel from your mind into your words, from your words into your actions, from your actions into your habits, from your habits into your character, and from your character into your destiny. The life you live tomorrow is being quietly constructed by the thoughts you repeatedly entertain today. Some people destroy themselves long before life destroys them because their minds become prisons filled with negativity, excuses, fear, and hopelessness. Meanwhile, others rise from pain, poverty, rejection, and hardship because they protect their inner world fiercely and continue feeding their minds strength instead of surrender. Your future is listening carefully to your thoughts. That is why these 5 lessons matter deeply, because they reveal one of the greatest truths about human life. Destiny is rarely created suddenly. It is created gradually through repeated thinking. So if you want to transform your future, you must first transform what is happening inside your mind. Before destiny can transform externally, it must first begin transforming internally through the thoughts you repeatedly entertain every day. Lesson 1. Watch your thoughts. They become words. Every spoken word was once an invisible thought. Before words leave your mouth, they first live quietly inside your mind. This means your internal thinking eventually becomes external expression. A person who constantly thinks negatively often begins speaking negatively. They speak fear. They speak doubt. They speak limitation. They speak defeat before life even tests them. Meanwhile, a person who feeds their mind courage, wisdom, faith, and discipline eventually begins speaking differently. Their words carry hope. Their conversations carry possibility. Their language carries life instead of destruction. Words are powerful because they shape emotions, decisions, relationships, confidence, and direction. Many people destroy opportunities with negative language before opportunities even fully arrive. Some constantly say, "I can't. It's impossible. I will never succeed. My life will never change." Over time, those words begin imprisoning their actions and expectations. The mind is like a sculptor shaping reality quietly from within. This is why you must guard your thoughts carefully. Fearful thoughts eventually create fearful language. Hopeless thoughts eventually create hopeless conversations. Disciplined thoughts eventually create disciplined speech. What you repeatedly think about eventually leaks into the way you speak to yourself and others. And words matter deeply. A single sentence can encourage somebody to continue living. A single sentence can destroy confidence for years. A single sentence can create courage. A single sentence can ignite transformation. Even the way you speak to yourself matters. Some people become their own greatest enemy because their internal language becomes cruel, hopeless, and destructive. Never underestimate self-talk. If your mind constantly repeats failure, weakness, fear, and impossibility, your spirit slowly begins accepting those messages as truth. But if you intentionally feed your mind empowering thoughts, your words slowly become stronger, wiser, calmer, and more purposeful. Your future begins changing the moment your thoughts begin changing. And once thoughts remain in the mind long enough, they eventually escape through the words you consistently speak. Lesson 2. Watch your words, they become actions. Words do not remain empty forever. Repeated speech eventually influences behavior. A person who constantly speaks excuses often becomes inactive. A person who repeatedly speaks discipline eventually begins acting with discipline. What you say consistently shapes what you eventually do. This is why language matters more than many people realize. Some people continuously declare defeat. I'm too weak. I'm too old. I'm unlucky. Nothing good happens to me. Over time, those words quietly weaken motivation and effort. Meanwhile, powerful language creates movement. People who repeatedly say, I will keep trying, I can improve, I can learn, I will rise again, eventually begin acting differently. Words are internal commands repeated often enough to shape behavior. A river carves stone not because of force alone, but because of repeated movement over time. Likewise, repeated words slowly shape your actions. If your words are filled with laziness, excuses, and fear, your actions will eventually mirror those inner patterns. But if your language carries purpose, discipline, and courage, your actions gradually begin aligning with growth. Many successful people first change their language before changing their life. They stopped speaking hopelessness. They stopped glorifying excuses. They stopped declaring defeat over themselves. Instead, they began speaking growth, learning, resilience, and possibility. Your words become instructions your mind follows repeatedly. This is why powerful people often speak carefully. They understand that repeated language creates repeated behavior. Be careful what you repeatedly declare over your future, because your actions are listening. But words never remain empty forever, because repeated language eventually begins shaping repeated behavior in daily actions. Lesson 3. Watch your actions. They become habits. Single actions may seem small, but repeated actions become powerful patterns. Every habit begins as a repeated decision. One workout may not transform your body immediately. One book may not instantly transform your knowledge. One prayer may not instantly transform your spirit, but repeated actions slowly reshape identity. Human beings are creatures of repetition. What you repeatedly do eventually becomes automatic. That is why discipline matters more than temporary motivation. Motivation rises and falls like weather. Discipline continues moving even when emotions feel weak. Tiny actions repeated daily eventually become habits powerful enough to shape an entire life. A person who repeatedly procrastinates slowly develops a habit of delay. A person who repeatedly studies develops a habit of growth. A person who repeatedly exercises develops a habit of strength. Habits quietly create futures. Rain falls one drop at a time, yet eventually shapes mountains. Many people underestimate small daily actions because results are not immediate, but habits compound silently over time until transformation becomes undeniable. Your daily routines are slowly building the person you are becoming. This is why you must pay attention to repeated behavior. Ask yourself, what habits am I feeding daily? What actions am I repeating consistently? What future are my routines creating? Some habits build freedom, some habits build destruction. Small repeated actions become invisible architects of destiny. Your future is hidden inside your daily routines. As actions continue repeating over time, they slowly stop feeling temporary and begin becoming permanent habits that shape identity. Lesson 4. Watch your habits. They become character. Character is built through repeated habits. People are not defined only by occasional decisions. They are defined by what they consistently practice. A disciplined person becomes disciplined because discipline became habitual. A trustworthy person becomes trustworthy because honesty became repeated behavior. A strong person becomes strong because resilience became a lifestyle. Habits eventually shape identity. This is why character cannot be separated from repetition. You cannot repeatedly feed laziness and expect discipline. You cannot repeatedly feed dishonesty and expect trustworthiness. You cannot repeatedly feed negativity and expect peace. What you practice consistently eventually becomes part of who you are. Character is who you become when nobody is watching, and powerful character is not built overnight. It is built slowly through countless repeated choices. Fire tests gold. Repetition tests character. Hard moments reveal what habits have already built inside you. When pressure arrives, people do not suddenly become disciplined. Pressure reveals whether discipline was already practiced beforehand. This is why habits matter deeply. Your habits are training your future responses. Strong character creates stability during storms. Weak character collapses under pressure. The world desperately needs people with integrity, courage, discipline, wisdom, compassion, and emotional strength. But these qualities are not accidents. They are built gradually through repeated habits, practiced consistently over time. The person you are becoming is shaped quietly by what you repeatedly tolerate, repeat, practice, and feed daily. And when habits become deeply rooted long enough, they eventually build the character that determines the direction of an entire destiny. Lesson 5. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Character eventually shapes destiny. Talent may open doors temporarily, but character determines whether those doors remain open. Many people destroy their future not because they lacked ability, but because their character could not sustain success. Your character influences your relationships, your decisions, your discipline, your opportunities, your reputation, your leadership, your future. A dishonest character eventually destroys trust. A lazy character eventually destroys opportunity. A disciplined character eventually attracts growth. A courageous character eventually inspires others. Character is destiny wearing work clothes. This is why inner transformation matters more than external appearance. Some people spend years trying to change their image while ignoring their character. But true greatness begins internally. History remembers people not only for talent, but for who they became. Strong character creates lasting influence. The beautiful truth is this: destiny is not built suddenly in one dramatic moment. It is built quietly through daily thinking, speaking, acting, practicing, and becoming. Your destiny tomorrow is already being shaped by your character today. That means your future can still change. You can still retrain your thoughts. You can still change your language. You can still improve your actions. You can still rebuild your habits. You can still strengthen your character. And when character transforms, destiny begins transforming too. No matter how broken your past may feel, your future is still moldable. Because the same mind that created destructive patterns can also create powerful new ones. You are not trapped permanently. You can become wiser. You can become stronger. You can become disciplined. You can become focused. You can become courageous. One changed thought can eventually become a changed life. This is why every powerful transformation in life begins long before success becomes visible. Because destiny is first built quietly from within. Never underestimate the invisible power of a single thought. A thought may appear small, but inside it may live the blueprint of an entire future. Every destiny begins invisibly before it becomes visible. The life you build tomorrow is being quietly shaped right now by the thoughts you feed daily, the words you repeat consistently, the actions you practice regularly, the habits you develop continually, and the character you strengthen over time. This means your future is not random. Your destiny is being constructed piece by piece from within. If you want a powerful future, you must first build a powerful mind. Protect your thoughts fiercely. Speak life over yourself carefully. Practice disciplined actions consistently. Develop habits that strengthen your spirit. Build character strong enough to survive storms and success alike. Because greatness does not suddenly appear one morning like magic. It grows quietly, like a seed beneath the soil, like a sunrise slowly defeating darkness, like steel strengthened through fire. The beautiful truth is this: you still have the power to reshape your future. No matter how many mistakes you made yesterday, today still gives you another opportunity to think differently, speak differently, act differently, and become differently. Your destiny is not fixed permanently. Transformation begins the moment you decide to take control of what is happening inside your mind. So watch your thoughts carefully, because they are already walking toward your future. These are our recommendations for you. Please like, share, subscribe for more episodes. Thank you very much for your support. God continues bless you.